Hello and a warm welcome to the Southern View. I'm Sam Daniel from Madurai. Over the next 30 minutes, I'll be joined by my colleagues Uma Sudhir from Telangana, Ashish from Andhra Pradesh and Deepak Bopanna from Karnataka. Let's begin with news from Tamil Nadu. The Tamil Nadu government has decided to appeal against the division bench order of the Madurai bench of the Madras High Court directing the Kundram temple authorities to light the lamp on the pillar on top of the hill next to a dargah. Hours after this, the Tamil Nadu government has decided to go on appeal in the Supreme Court. And now let's go across to a press conference on this issue.
For centuries now, Hindu Dharam has celebrated the Lord and carried out this practice of lighting a lamp, which this year was expected to be lit on 4th of December 2025. It is not a mere coincidence that the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Mr. M.K. Stalin, his son, Mr. Udayanidhi, and other senior leaders of the DMK have consistently berated, derided, and attacked Sanatan Dharam. So much so that on 2nd September 2023, Mr. Udayanidhi made an audacious and reprehensible demand for the eradication of Sanatan Dharam itself. And for the first time, few months after that, the lighting of the lamp on the Kundram hill associated with Lord Kartikeya, the Bhagwan Murugan, was prevented. This coincidence should not be missed out. They did not allow it to the celebrations and the tradition to be carried out in 24 also. And therefore the devotees went to the court for justice, and justice was delivered by Justice Swaminathan, who permitted through his judgment on 1st December 2025 to continue the practice of lighting the lamp, the Deepathun at Kundram. It is extremely unfortunate that the state government went in appeal against the Honorable Judge's order, clearly reflecting a bias against Hindu Dharam, against Sanatan Dharam, clearly reflecting an anti-Hindu mindset, in fact, showing the hatred that Mr. Stalin, his son Mr. Udayanidhi, and the DMK party and their friends in the India Alliance have against Hindu Dharam. Their mindset was also reflected by their impeachment motion against Justice Swaminathan. This impeachment motion has been submitted by different members of Parliament of the India Alliance, including Ms. Priyanka Vadra Gandhi, including leaders of the Samajwadi Party, Dharmendra Yadav, Dimple Yadav, leader of NCP Sharad Pawar Group, Supriya Sule, leaders of Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray, Mr. Arvind Samant, senior leaders and members of parliament of DMK, including Mr. Raja, who are all at the forefront of this anti-Hindu effort. And they are trying to intimidate the judiciary by filing this impeachment motion and making all false allegations against Honorable Justice G.R. Swaminathan. Because of a judgment, they have called him anti-secular. Because of the judgment, they have alleged falsely that he showed favoritism to somebody. Because of this judgment, they have falsely alleged that there was favoritism to advocates from a particular community. And they have also made the ridiculous allegation against the judiciary of political bias or favoring a particular political ideology. This shows, friends, that the so-called people who claim to uphold the Constitution are intimidating the judiciary so that anybody who gives a judgment which they do not like, they will intimidate them with actions such as this impeachment motion. Today, a division bench of the Honorable High Court, Madurai bench of the Madras High Court, Justices G. Jayachandran and Justice K. Ramakrishnan have on the Thiruparankundaram Deepastambam issue given conclusive directions that this is an age-old practice, that the dharam and the sentiments of the local people, which has been going on for centuries altogether, should be respected. The Deepathun festival should be permitted to be carried out. And they have clearly lifted the veil from the DMK government, from the leaders of the DMK. They have clearly shown that the DMK and the India Alliance is anti-Hindu. They have clearly accepted that this is an ancient and historical practice and directed that the lamp be lit at the hilltop. Friends, the state government's argument about possible law and order problems has also been totally debunked by the Honorable High Court, because apprehension of law and order was an imaginary ghost created by the state authorities as per the judgment. The Honorable High Court has held, and I quote, apprehension of law and order was an imaginary ghost created by state authorities. After all, there have never been any problems. It is only the appeasement politics of the India Alliance, trying to appease members of one community, trying to curry favor from the community who has a small dargah over there and who oppose the practice of the centuries-old practice of Deepam. Their reality has been exposed. The Honorable High Court has said, and I quote, that it may happen, that is the law and order problem, it may happen only if such a disturbance is sponsored by the state itself. They have given a very, very big indictment against the state government and their thinking and their approach, and clearly shown that the state government of DMK and Congress, the India Alliance government in Tamil Nadu, may themselves sponsor a disturbance to support their anti-Hindu agenda. Very clearly, this is a party and a set of parties in the India Alliance who, when it doesn't suit them, an order of the court doesn't suit them, they attack the constitutional authority of the court, they put impeachment motions in parliament against them, they cast aspersions on judges and their impartiality and their upholding the constitution. When the election commission doesn't give a favorable judgment to suit their interest, the election commission becomes bad, and they threaten them that if they ever come to power, which seems a very remote possibility, but they threaten them that we will change the law retrospectively and come after you. This kind of anti-India, anti-constitutional activities of the India Alliance has been exposed by the Honorable Judge today, the judges today in their order, and I think it is important that the people of India recognize and respect that institutions and constitutional authorities are today protecting the constitution, protecting the rights and freedoms to pursue one's religion freely and fairly without obstruction, and any effort by anti-Hindu parties of the India Alliance, by the DMK, by Mr. Udayanidhi Stalin, by Mr. MK Stalin, by the DMK and Congress government in Tamil Nadu, will not be permitted by the people. It is a wake-up call for the people of Tamil Nadu. ये देश के लोगों के लिए एक चेतावनी है कि जागो, बचो इस प्रकार की सोच जो इंडिया अलायंस, जो कांग्रेस पार्टी, जो डीएमके, जो समाजवादी पार्टी, जो तृणमूल कांग्रेस, इस टाइप की पार्टीज की जो सोच है, इससे देश के लोगों को बचना पड़ेगा. ये चेतावनी फिर एक बार हमारे सामने आई है. ये देश तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति कभी स्वीकारित नहीं करेगा. ये देश हर एक को सम्मानित करता है, हर एक धर्म को सम्मान देता है, और ऐसी पार्टियां जो हिंदू धर्म के खिलाफ काम करती हैं, जो अब कहती हैं हम सुप्रीम कोर्ट जाएंगे, अभी भी उनको ये स्वीकृत नहीं हुआ. इतना बड़ा कोर्ट के जजमेंट के बाद, डिवीजन बेंच के जजमेंट के बाद, उनकी आलोचना होने के बाद डीएमके और कांग्रेस पचा नहीं पा रही है कि हिंदू धर्म की विजय हुई है, उनकी आस्था की विजय हुई है. ये पचा नहीं पा रही है और उनकी तुष्टीकरण उनको सुप्रीम कोर्ट तक जाने के लिए बाध्य करती है. मैं घोर निंदा करता हूं इस प्रकार की सोच का. आई कंडेम the India Alliance. I condemn the DMK led by MK Stalin and Udayanidhi. I condemn the Congress party, Samajwadi party, and other Uddhav Thackeray ji and Sharad Pawar ji for their anti-Hindu thinking, and I'm sure the people of India will give them a befitting response at every single opportunity, just like they gave them a response in Bihar, just like they gave a resounding victory to the BJP and our allies in the NDA in Maharashtra Nagar Nigam elections. In every single opportunity, the anti-Hindu forces will be given a fitting response by the people of India. Thank you.
प्रश्न साधन आमंत्रित है प्रकाश कीजिए
महाराष्ट्र सेना ने भी इम्पीचमेंट मोशन को सपोर्ट किया था जो
हमने तो बार बार उजागर किया है, महाराष्ट्र में अब सभी लोगों को समझ में आ गया है कि उद्धव ठाकरे जी एंटी हिंदू है, हिंदुत्व के खिलाफ है। उद्धव ठाकरे जी ने बाला साहेब ठाकरे के हर उद्देश्य को छोड़ दिया।
Well, the Tamil Nadu government has now decided to file an appeal in the Supreme Court. Minister in charge of mines in Tamil Nadu, Raghupathi, said there's not been this tradition for more than a century, and the pillar on which the court has now ordered the Deepam to be lit on the hilltop next to the Dargah is indeed a boundary stone in his view and not a pillar meant for lighting the Deepam. And we'll have to wait for an official response, but this is the stand announced by the state mines minister, Raghupathi. Hours before this, the Madurai bench of the Madras High Court, a division bench, actually permitted or directed the temple administration in Thiruparamkundram to light the lamp on the pillar next to the Dargah on the hilltop. And unlike the earlier single judge order, the bench did not allow the petitioner or the public or devotees to go for the lighting of the Deepam on the hilltop, but only to be done by the temple authorities. The court also has directed the Archaeological Survey of India to impose conditions to make sure the monuments on the hilltop, the Dargah, the temple and the other structures there are protected. In fact, the court did not go into the issue of whether there is evidence to prove that the pillar is indeed meant for lighting the lamp, or was there a tradition in ancient times, the tradition of lighting a lamp or Deepam on this particular pillar. Instead, it took a line that the authorities have not proved that the Agama rules do not prohibit any such move. And
Turned politician Vijay, who has been summoned by the CBI in the stampede that took place in Karur. This is the CBI that's issued the summon to the actor for questioning, and he has to appear before the CBI on the 12th of this month. Earlier, the investigating agency had questioned TVK leaders and recorded their statements in the case. Meanwhile, it is the top officials of the TVK that have blamed the state administration for the stampede and denied any kind of responsibility of the party in the incident. Sam joining us. Sam, of course, other officials have been questioned in the case. Has Vijay been questioned earlier? Because now we do know that the CBI is, summoning him. He has to appear before them, and that's going to be taking place days from now on the 12th.
No, Divya, this will be the first time the CBI would question TVK Chief Actor Vijay over the Karur TVK rally stampede that killed 41 people. Earlier, the other functionaries from the TVK, including Busi Anand, the second in command, and Adha Varjana and a few others were summoned by the CBI. A team, in fact, is camping in Karur as part of the investigation. And now, Actor Vijay, the TVK chief, has been asked to appear before the CBI on the 12th of January. In fact, to give you a little backdrop, 41 people, including several children and women, had died. At that time, the Tamil Nadu police had blamed Vijay for terribly coming late to the venue, up to 7 or 8 hours late than the scheduled time, allowing the crowds to surge and not making any arrangements for food, drinking water or toilets, because of which there was fatigue, there was surging crowd, uncontrollable crowd, and when his team arrived there, when his vehicle arrived there, there was a stampede that killed 41 people. Of course, this was denied by Team Vijay. They called it a conspiracy by the ruling DMK, which the DMK has denied. And it's in this context, later the case was transferred to the CBI, although the Tamil Nadu government had constituted a special investigation team and a single member inquiry commission. And the court had struck this, and a court monitored CBI probe was ordered. It's in this context now TVK Chief Vijay is being summoned by the CBI. There is also a political context to it. This comes at a time that the BJP, ahead of the 2026 elections, is desperately trying to rope in Actor Vijay into the NDA in Tamil Nadu. Vijay has been clear and strong about his stand towards the BJP, saying the BJP is his ideological enemy. And this also comes just before his next and last film, Jananayagan, would release. That's also facing trouble, and that issue has gone to the Madras High Court, which is likely to hear this afternoon on that as well. No formal response yet, but earlier when we had spoken about this particular point, that in a sense the issue is now being investigated by a central government agency under the BJP government. At that time, Vijay's team had said they trust the CBI probe, and if there is any issue, if they find at some point in time there is trouble over this, then they will again move the Supreme Court for this. But it's the first time Actor Vijay has been summoned. He has to go there on the 12th of January to respond to questions and to record his statement in this particular case. And earlier, the TV
because this is really coming about close on the heels of, the Telangana Police Crime Investigation Department that had filed a charge sheet against another actor, Telugu actor, Allu Arjun, the Pushpa 2 Stampede case, and that he was given clearance there. So, of course, in that regard, this could certainly impact the optics and trajectory when it comes to the Karur case as well. So, of course, in regard to this is really coming about when that charge sheet has been filed against Telugu actor Allu Arjun in the Pushpa 2 Stampede case. And this development could certainly impact the optics and trajectory when it comes to the Karur case by signaling a tougher and more institutionally confident approach to celebrity-linked investigations. Do remember, 41 people died in that rally of the actor-turned-politician in Karur on the 27th of September. Many others were injured in that rally. Many of them were children and women. During that rally, do remember that there was a lot of chaos that took place in a venue that could perhaps not accommodate the kind of people that had turned up. Why were the authorities allowing so many people to come in? Many questions were raised in that regard. Also, on the other side, we also have the fact that there was a huge amount of waiting for hours. The crowd that had collected in the area for that rally of the actor-turned-politician, they were made to wait for hours, something that was supposed to take place at least 3 to 4 hours before the man actually showed up at the rally. Many questions are being raised in that particular regard. He was quiet on the issue. Eventually, he did speak up on the issue. And of course, then he went on to hold other rallies in the poll-bound state of Tamil Nadu. Sam, back with us. Sam, after what we've seen has happened with Allu Arjun, in regard to another stampede that took place during the screening of Pushpa 2, and in which, the charge sheet was made against the actor. What do you think is going to happen in this particular case is anyone's guess at this particular point in time. But the CBI questioning the actor at a time when the BJP seems to be wooing the party to form an alliance.
That's right. That's the political side to this particular issue. But as you said, after this tragedy, the Tamil Nadu government had drafted a set of new guidelines for holding political rallies, particularly in terms of which draw large crowds actually. And they had stopped road shows of Actor Vijay at that point in time. And now for every political party, they have to abide by these new set of rules, which include provision of drinking water, toilets, and also a clear layout in terms of designated blocks of spaces on the venue, so that there will be better crowd management, better crowd control, and there will be no repeat of this kind of a tragedy. Remember, police say, although the capacity was only around 10,000 in that particular spot where the tragedy took place, the crowds actually increased to 35,000. And it's in that context the tragedy had taken place. And now systems are being put in place in Tamil Nadu to make sure there is an organized, well-defined guidelines which will govern hosting or holding such public meetings. And of late, police have made sure that people who organize such rallies, parties who organize that rallies would have to apply much earlier and it will be inspected, and there will be a uniform policy for all. Because at that point in time, after the tragedy, or before the tragedy, in fact, the TVK had alleged that police are single-handedly targeting TVK and imposing what they called as impractical conditions. And they asked the court to make sure there will be a common, uniform set of guidelines for all parties. It's in that context that this has been put in place. As you said, now this also has become a political issue because Tamil Nadu will go for elections in a few months' time, and the BJP has revived its ties with AIADMK, the key opposition party, but they are a divided house, although they have what's being called as NDA. It's a divided house, it's on a weak wicket, and the BJP feels that actor Vijay, who has a cult following, particularly among the younger audience, voters, could actually split the anti-DMK votes and could tacitly or indirectly help the DMK return to power. Whereas if Vijay or TVK is roped in to NDA, then they will become a formidable force, a formidable alliance, giving a tough fight, making the election a tough contest between the DMK alliance and the NDA in Tamil Nadu. It's in this context now the central government...
Saying at this particular point in time, because, someone from the TVK, the spokesperson just recently said that the Congress and the TVK are very similar and that both the leaders have known each other, which of course means actor Vijay and Rahul Gandhi of the Congress party. So there were a lot of, hints are being dropped as far as the Congress and the TVK coming together for the elections in Tamil Nadu. And of course today, from what we're picking up is that the BJP seems to be wooing that particular party. And now, of course, that decision that the TVK has to make, would perhaps depend on how the CBI investigation, goes in this particular case.
Home Minister Amit Shah was in Tamil Nadu over the last 2 days. His first stop was Pudukkottai, where he addressed the culmination of the Tamil Nadu BJP chief Nainar Nagendran statewide tour. The next morning, yesterday, he participated in a Pongal celebrations by the BJP, calling it Modi Pongal. We understand from BJP sources that Amit Shah was very clear that the party ought to now identify winnable constituencies in Tamil Nadu and devise a clear strategy to make sure the party does not merely expand its footprint but also wins as many seats as possible, as the party has now revived its ties with AIADMK. And that's his clear strategy, and this also comes at a time the AIADMK is a divided house. Party boss EPS not willing to take back expelled leaders like Sasikala, O. Pannirselvam and TTV Dinakaran and OPS have exited NDA. It's not clear yet where Premalata, the party founded by late actor Vijay Gant, would join hands with. The other ally PMK is also witnessing an internal trouble, a tussle between the senior Ramadas and his son Anbumani Ramadas. It's in this context the party is also keen to rope in actor Vijay. Now there is also a controversy surrounding the launch of the distribution of 2 million free laptops to college students by the ruling DMK in Tamil Nadu. In fact, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin had launched this scheme yesterday. As part of the first phase, 10 lakh laptops would be distributed to students over the next few months. In fact, this particular issue has come under criticism because this project was originally launched by AIADMK when Jayalalitha was the chief minister. However, the AIADMK had abandoned the scheme, particularly amid the COVID. And now both the AIADMK and the TVK have targeted the ruling DMK that now, months before the state would go for elections, the ruling DMK has decided to revive or relaunch this project, and they call it poll gimmick. This is what M.K. Stalin, the chief minister, had to say. But the DMK argues that it was the AIADMK that had abandoned, and now they are making sure the younger generation will be equipped with laptops and contemporary software, including AI tools, to make sure they are contemporary and ready to take on the challenges in this AI era.
வெற்றி உங்களுக்காக காத்திருக்கு. நான் எப்பவும் சொல்றது தான், நீங்க எதை பத்தியும் கவலைப்படாதீங்க. படிங்க படிங்க படிங்க. உங்களை பார்த்துக்க நான் இருக்கிறேன். உங்க குடும்பத்தை பார்த்துக்க நம்ம திராவிட மாடல் அரசு இருக்கு. பணம் தேவைப்படுகிற உங்க அம்மாக்களுக்கும் மாதம் 1000 ரூபாய் உரிமை தொகை தரோம். படிக்க பணம் தேவை என்றால் மாணவர்களுக்கு 1000 ரூபாய், மாணவிகளுக்கு 1000 ரூபாய், பொங்கல் கொண்டாட 3000 ரூபாய் கொடுக்கிறோம். பசியோட காலையில் பள்ளிகளுக்கு வர குழந்தைகளுக்கு காலை உணவு தரோம். வேலை கிடைக்க உலக அளவில் சென்று தொழிற்சாலைகளை கொண்டு வரோம். மொத்தமாக சொல்லணும்னா பொருளாதாரத்தை பாருங்க, டபுள் டிஜிட் வளர்ச்சியை கொண்டு வந்திருக்கிறோம். அதனால தான் இங்க இருக்கக்கூடிய உங்களை தான் நான் கேட்டுக்கொள்ள விரும்புவது, உலக பத்திரிகையே நம்ம தமிழ்நாட்டை இன்றைக்கு சூப்பர் ஸ்டார் ஸ்டேட்னு சொல்றாங்க. இதெல்லாம் போதுமா? சொல்லுங்க, போதுமா? கண்டிப்பாக போதாது. இன்னும் வளர்ச்சி வேணும். தமிழ்நாடு உங்களை நம்பித்தான் இருக்கு. உலகம் உங்க கையில் இருக்கு. ஜெயிச்சு வாங்க. நீங்களும் ஜெயிச்சு வாங்க, நாங்களும் ஜெயிச்சு வரோம். எப்பவுமே உங்க கூடவே இருப்போம்.
With elections due in a few months, it's raining schemes in Tamil Nadu, from free laptops to 3,000 rupees gift for Pongal, new pension scheme and an expanded women entitlement monthly assistance of rupees 1,000. Well, that's all the news from Tamil Nadu. Now it's over to my colleague Deepak Bopana for all the news from Karnataka. Deepak?
Yes, Sam, thank you. And today, of course, is a very important day in Karnataka politics. It marks a record feat for the Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, where he has equalled the record of Devraj Urs as the longest serving Chief Minister of Karnataka. And as of tomorrow, he will become the longest serving Chief Minister. Today he equals that record. The Chief Minister, of course, has been speaking about this, and he has said that records are meant to be broken. And more importantly, when he was asked a question about him completing this tenure as the Chief Minister as well, he says he's very confident that he will indeed complete the term as the Chief Minister, once again putting a rest to all the speculation whether there's going to be a change coming soon. Now, while his deputy was asked about his response to the statement of the Chief Minister, he as well says he wishes him the best and that there is no confusion regarding leadership in Karnataka. Let's listen firstly to the Karnataka Chief Minister and then the reactions that follow.
ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಅವರು ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಅವರು ಯಾವಾಗ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
ಪೂರ್ಣಾವಧಿಯ ಸಿಎಂ ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇದೆ. ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇಲ್ಲದವರು ಚೀಫ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ?
ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಸರ್. ಪೂರ್ಣಾವಧಿ ಸಿಎಂ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ನಮಗೆ ಪೂರ್ಣಾವಧಿ ಸಿಎಂ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ.
ಆಲ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್.
ನಾನೇ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಗಿರ್ತೀನಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್ ಮೈಸೂರಲ್ಲಿ. ಈಗ
ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗಲಿ. ಐ ವಿಶ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್. ಗುಡ್ ಲಕ್.
ಸರ್, ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಈಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿಕೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಗೊಂದಲ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ?
ನೀವು ಗೊಂದಲ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಗೊಂದಲ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊಂದಲ ಇದೆ. ಐ ವಿಶ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್. ಗುಡ್ ಲಕ್.
I would like to congratulate Siddaramaiah ji for completing 2,792 days, which was Shri Devraj Urs has done that. See, both the great leaders have been given an opportunity by the Congress party to serve the people under its ideology. And that ideology to serve the poor and at the same time develop the state and the country. And this is a kind of a bigger contribution by great leaders, both of them. There may be in both the cases, there may be some criticisms. We have seen in politics, good, bad, all that we have seen. So every leader, there are criticisms, there are good things. People do talk about good things, people do criticize them for their decisions, actions. But here, two leaders which the Congress party has given the opportunity to serve, and they have done well, and extremely well. I consider them as both good leaders, great leaders, and Siddaramaiah ji is a modern days leader.
ಈಗಂತೆ ಅವರು 5 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಎಂ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇದ್ದದ್ದು 5 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರು.
Now, that's as far as politics in Karnataka goes. Now, Bengaluru, of course, is always known as a tech-savvy city. Each day, we see things that really mind-boggle you. And here's another incident where a techie from the city has decided that, in his spare time, he'll actually develop an helmet which is AI powered. Now what it does is that it has a camera mounted. Now that's something that many of them of course have done in the past, but what's important in this is the fact that it captures traffic offences and violations, and then it can possibly even help the police in the coming days. Now what we've been told is that the police joint commissioner of traffic has already reached out to this individual and has asked him to share the ideas and the technology that he's using. This is right now very basic and nascent, but if developed further could become a resounding success in the city, and more importantly this could be used in probably every helmet and reduce violations to a large extent. My colleague Ritu brings you this special report. Take a look.
IT city Bengaluru often battles with traffic chaos, but this time in a city-based techie basically has come out to prove that it's not important that authorities need to enforce laws or rules. All that really matters is intent and innovation. Well, you heard me right. This is Pankaj Tawar that you can see riding with this helmet. Of course, the helmet quite looks very normal, but it's not a normal helmet. You can see there's a webcam that's basically installed on this helmet that captures the violators. Now, the traffic violations that it captures, to break that down for our viewers, it captures no helmet. It also captures of those people who tries to jump the red light signals, the dividers for that matter, and other violations as well. It's just that the data is basically in the city doing its job.